What up? This is Patrick Hayes. In this video, I want to talk about trusting your inspiration. And I want to talk about how inspiration is like smoke signals from God telling you, yes, this is what you should be doing. This is what is meant for you. This is what fits for you. And I want to talk about this because, there's a lot of people that I talk to that have this doubt surrounding what they're inspired to do. There's a particular thing that they feel like they really want to do, they really feel inspired to do, to be of service in some way to the world, but they don't trust that service. They don't trust that they can be sustained by it. They don't trust that they are going to get the kind of response that will nourish them. And so therefore they have cold feet and they don't step forward into it. So I want to talk about how my metaphysical understanding of what inspiration is can alleviate some of this fear and make it easier for us to trust in our inspiration and step forward in it. So if you stick around to the end of the video, this is going to make sense for you in a way that really brings it home. And if you can live by the principles that I'm going to express here, then your inspiration can be your guide, and your inspiration can also be the thing that nourishes you and actually supports you. So with that said, inspiration. The way I like to think of inspiration is kind of like it is the true essence of you that is coming to you in the form of excitement before the expression of that true essence. So it's the inspiration for the expression of your true essence. And the way I see this metaphysically is that the world needs you. It needs everybody. And what guides us to give the thing that we can give the most, that the world needs the most, is the inspiration that we feel. So when we are feeling inspiration, we're actually feeling what the world needs. And because the world needs a particular thing, and humanity is connected in a collective consciousness, and there are a lot of people that could benefit from particular gifts that we have or particular things that we could offer the world, that there's this kind of psychic connection where when we feel really inspired to be of service in a particular way, if we're feeling that inspiration, that is actually an indication that there are other people out there that would tremendously benefit from us doing that. And this is something that anybody that really lives by their inspiration and has been able to make that a sustainable venture for themselves, they understand this, right? And it's magical when it happens because then it opens up this trust, and you can just let go and start taking action based off of your inspiration, what feels good to you. And you don't have to worry so much about trying to be in reaction mode and trying to create things in order to match what you think other people would want, right? It actually becomes more about you just staying in tune with your true nature and expressing that. And the fact that you're being authentic and expressing authenticity in a way that has positive motives, that in and of itself is the medicine that you have to give, right? Now, this doesn't mean that you ignore, say, different techniques for packaging it the right way or for making it available for people. You still have to do some footwork in order to, say, harmonize it with the structure of society. But as far as the essence goes, you do not have to compromise the essence whatsoever. Inspiration is the inspiration that you feel when you feel excited about doing something new or different, or something in your own way, or just expressing yourself in a way where your heart is pulling you to that. See, when you're in alignment with who you truly are, it feels amazing, and that's why inspiration comes to you, and inspiration feels good, because it's in alignment. The idea of what you want to do is in alignment with who you truly are, and that's why it feels good, and it feels like it expands you. So when we're in alignment with what our true nature is, and we're feeling that within us, and then that means that we're not only in alignment with ourselves, but we're in alignment with nature, and we're also in alignment with the collective consciousness, because us having right relationship with ourselves naturally is going to create right relationship with the rest of the world. And that doesn't mean that there won't be, say, like attractions and repulsions from other people. But oftentimes repulsions are extremely necessary. And for you to be authentic with yourself is demonstrating to the world that you respect yourself and you love yourself. And sometimes that might repel other people. But still, it's giving a vibrational expression or even lesson to other people that are in your sphere of what it means to be authentic, right? And so that helps them on some level to be more authentic, even if being authentic for them is to maybe move away from you because it doesn't resonate. But either way, when you're being authentic with yourself, you will attract all the other people that have been waiting for that medicine. So it's really important for us to really trust in the inspiration that we feel and not get caught up in the programs that have been embedded into us, these ideas that, we have to do something conventional. We have to do something that's been done before, something that's safe in order to sustain ourselves. Because actually, what helps sustain you is giving value to the world. If you give value to the world in a way that is indispensable, which sometimes requires a bit of demonstration first for people to realize how indispensable it is, especially if it's something new. But if you make that available for people in the world, they will want to support you for doing that. They will want to nourish you. They will want to keep you compensated for that because it's such a beautiful gift. So it's about giving value to the world. So how do you give the most value possible to the world is for you to be your authentic self, because that's where your power comes from. When you're being your authentic self, it feels amazing. So when you're following your inspiration, you have that vigor in you. You have that beauty coming forth. Your heart is speaking. And when your heart's speaking, you are basically putting your heart where it does the most. You are being of greatest service. And so naturally, the world will come up to support you in that, because ultimately that's the structure of the entire, you call it like Gaian matrix, right? The Gaian matrix is here to support life. It's here to support us to blossom and bloom, just like flowers, just the way that it supports, the same way that it supports jungles, right? Nature in its natural format. And Gaia is a really intelligent being, so don't make any mistakes. The earth is on your side when you're expressing your true nature. When you're blossoming in the sun, the same way that a flower is, Gaia is on your side, and that power is potent. So when you can be an extension of that consciousness and express yourself authentically as an extension of Gaia consciousness, and then also an extension of whatever soul connections you have to whatever different planetary systems or whatever, we could go deep into that whole rabbit hole. But when you're truly expressing yourself genuinely, then you are being of greatest service to the planet, and the planet will step up to support you in that. So don't be afraid. Don't think that you have to conform yourself. Now, again, it's important to be able to, say, learn how to harmonize with some of the way that the world is set up. But you don't have to compromise the essence of what you want to express. That is your true essence, and the world needs that authenticity more than anything. And in fact, I feel like this world, in many ways, is like a training grounds for us to figure out more of who we are, for us to be more authentic, right? So there's all these different contrasts and different experiences that we have in the world. They're showing us all these different layers and levels of things. And part of what the process is learning based off of what the different contrasts that we experience, what is more us, what feels better, what is our truest expression, and how can we express ourselves more authentically and more fluidly in a world with all of these complexities, right? And as we do that, we become a more powerful, more flexible, more beautiful, and more expressed being. And part of this is learning how to believe in yourself, right? So this is like a training grounds for believing in yourself. And when you trust in yourself and you believe in yourself, then you become more of yourself and you become more powerful. So you can think of your like authentic self as like a seed that's inside of you, and it's planted in this world. Will the seed take? Will you blossom and bloom into a glorious tree, or will it not take? And that really has to do with whether you believe in yourself and whether you give yourself the opportunity to express your inspirations. Because when you're expressing those inspirations, and then you see that actually that does work, then you believe more in yourself, and then you express yourself more, and then you grow and blossom. If you don't do this, you don't become that beautiful tree, and then you don't give fruits to the rest of the world. So it's quite simple. This world is like a training ground teaching you how to believe in yourself. When you can find that thread and follow it, life really becomes very inspiring. You become excited about what you're doing. And really, you can let go of this fear that you're not going to be supported. Now, again, it's important for you to take the kinds of necessary grounded actions to make yourself available and to harmonize with the structure of society as it is. But you can really follow that inspiration that you're feeling authentically and know that that is going to lead you to your greatest success. So live from a place of creation, not from a place of reaction. Think about what it is that you're inspired to do in the world. Think about that, feel into that, and trust that. And trust that first. Don't scan the world. Don't live in reaction mode where you're scanning the world and trying to figure out, okay, what exactly is it that I could do that would match the outside world perfectly to give them exactly what they need? I mean, it seems like a good idea, but actually what the world needs is already inside of you. It's just a matter of you feeling into that inspiration, then expressing that inspiration, right? And when you feel that, when you've harnessed it, when you have that essence and that energy going and moving in your favor, once that is moving and you can feel it and you can identify it and you can taste it, once it's there, then you can look at how you can harmonize that with the structure of society, right? But don't look to the structure of society to tell you what to do. Feel into yourself, because that is your truest essence and that is the greatest gift that you can give the world. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really inspired to make this video because I would like to hear what you have to say about this. I would like to hear what your story has been, what your explorations have been with expressing yourself. And I want to hear what you are going to do to support your own inspirations even more. So please put that down in the comments and let's open up a conversation here. So thanks so much for tuning in. This is Patrick Hayes. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And if this video was inspiring to you, please share it to somebody else that would find it inspiring also. And remember, your inspiration is like smoke signals from God telling you that's it. That's what you're here to do. This is your path. Trust that path. And if you trust it, you will be rewarded beyond measure. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time. One love.